Hello, hi. This is a question and answer again of today, and I this one is a tricky one. All right, so this one is a tricky one. So Liverpool player, I think his name is Diogo Jota, recently passed away. So obviously my house is a house of footballers, from the eldest to the youngest, and Liverpool seems to be one of the team of some of members of this family. Now, when this guy passed away, my younger son, who's quite young and who's also a very good soccer player and prominent in the making, I think, did cry. Though, so I was like, okay, this is serious. Now I know we do have people we're fond of, and I have had few share of people that I love as actors, or like Donald Sutherland, for example, who passed away. Like he was my deep guy. Like he was just the guy who, when he acts, he gives me the goosebumps. Right? I don't know if you know that I was a great fan. He was a beast when it comes to acting, and he passed away. But I don't think I cried. Okay, so that doesn't mean I didn't care much about him. Me, it was weird. Okay, so then I got curious. Why is my son crying? So eventually we had a chat about it, and obviously my son is very obsessed with football, so he's very close to this guy. And in my head, I think Ronaldo probably should have been the one getting that much attention. Anyway, lo and behold, to come back to the question and answer that I have for today is, so we went in and I started doing a bit of digging in the situation, and like what was so tragic. And I mean, we all die. It's very tragic. I lost one of my best friends last year. I lost my friend, one of my best friends also lost her husband as well. And I lost another friend. So basically, it's kind of a sequence of tragic for the past 2 years of people that I truly care about who pass away. So we're very well acquainted to death at this stage in my family, and my son is very well aware of that. And I saw him crying for my friend, so I know that is difficult. I myself lost two siblings as I was growing up, so death is always painful for the close ones. So when my son cries, I'm kind of like, what's going on? So anyway, we went and checked, and I was reading the article to get to know a little bit about this person that I didn't know about. Actually, I'm not a great football person, but my boys are, and I was like, wow, he died with his brother, and they both died in a car crash 10 days after he got married, and his brother got married this year as well. That is really horrible. Like, I mean, there's horror in this world today. Like, there's people dying in places where there's war today. So I can't imagine this kind of death where you just celebrated a brilliant milestone of both of your sons' life. I can just not imagine about the mother mostly. Your sons just got married. I don't know if she's still alive. And I'm not disregarding the wife, but I think the mother deserves a little bit of a break on this one, right? The women get widows and all that remarry, even though during pain is difficult, but the mother, oh my gosh. And she just lost her two boys after celebrating a big moment for them. A lot of women live for that, to get to see your son successful or your children, and to be the mother of the bride or the groom. And it's a milestone. And suddenly they die. They were not sick. They were at the prime of their life. I know right now people will ask me, what kind of God will allow something like that? I know already someone who will do that, but I don't think I have an answer to that. It's not what I want to talk about. Anyway, lo and behold, he cried a few days ago, and then the other day he was sitting there in the table with his tablet, and then he was watching some videos on YouTube Kids, and I heard him saying again, RIP to these guys, and I turned around and looked at him as Diogo, Jota, I think is his name. So I looked back and I said, "Are you okay?" Because I just wanted to make sure that he was okay. He said, "Yeah, yeah, I'm getting better. It's just that I'm seeing a lot of people are talking about it on YouTube Kid, and people are sending the RP. So I suspect it was probably the funeral, and people were sending a lot of RPs online, and the young people were doing so." And I say, "Yeah, it's very sad, isn't it?" "Oh, yeah, it was very sad." And then after a moment, I hear, "Can I ask you a question, Mom?" Right. This is, as a parent, is actually, I don't know about you parents, but this is actually a nerve-wracking situation. Like every time a child of that age, I mean, I have got 4 kids. I raised 4 kids, and I tell you the truth, it's always the same. Like the last borns are the ones who have that more in them, asking me, um, "Can I ask you a question?" This is a moment where your heart beats, because I don't know about you, that, but a lot of parents don't like to be, I wouldn't say stupid, but not knowing everything in front of children. So we want to always be the hero, and a lot of times the questions that comes out of these human beings at that age is just like, oh my God, let it be a question that I can have an answer, because now I'm going to be making up stories. Now in Africa, there was a nice way of parents do that. They just say, "Shut up, you always ask questions, and you keep asking questions." I don't know if they do that in the West, but a lot of time we got this like, "Stop asking questions, what kind of nonsense is this?" and everything. And arrête de poser des questions. And sometimes you, even as a grown-up, sometimes I even hear some grown-ups say to you, "Arrête de poser des questions." A lot of time I realize with time that when parents do that, it's because they are actually don't want to actually face the fact that they don't always have an answer, and they don't want the children to know. Now, one of the things that I have decided as raising 3 grown children is that there's something beautiful about just being honest with the fact that you actually don't know everything. And actually, it gives you a lot more respect towards the children than making it look like you know, or gaslighting the children just because you don't want them to know that you don't know. Because at some point, the children grow up and they find out you actually didn't know much. But the ones that are always lucky are the ones who end up saying, "Actually, I don't know. Let's find out together." Okay. So I have this rule in this house. That's it. But I have to tell you the truth. And regardless of that, I always get nervous because I don't know what question is coming. Anyway, this one, it was a tricky one. All right. So he just said to me, "What does RP mean?" I was like, "Oh, that one is easy." I said to him, "Yeah, it means rest in peace." He said, "Yeah, I know. I know it means rest in peace." I said, "But why are you asking?" He said, "No, I just, what does that actually mean?" And I say, "Okay, yeah, actually, people are supposed to say, 'May your soul rest in peace.' But it's just that people find it easy to use the acronym now, and people just say RP, RP. But actually, is 'May your soul rest in peace,' right?" So I'm like thinking, "Oh, I'm getting all smart and telling him what I think that's what is supposed to be said." And he said, "Mom, I know that it may your soul rest in peace. I know, like, I mean, imagine having smart children." I said, "But what does the 'may your soul rest in peace' mean?" And this is a moment you start hearing the alarm and the bells in my head, and I'm like, God, I actually don't know what it means. I actually been saying that for a few years, and I don't know. And you know, growing up in Africa, we didn't really say that much. I don't think it's more a culture. I think it's more a westernized, where you see people saying in French, "paix à son âme," and rest in peace. And I'm thinking, what exactly I mean? Because in fairness, when you look at it the biblical way, sorry to be in the Bible, it's not a Bible study, guys. But when you look at it the biblical way, may everybody's soul rest in peace for real. Are they resting in peace for real? So if I have to look at what the Bible says about death and what's going to happen when you die. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. I have an answer. And I did. And I think, of course, he asked the question, but a lot of time at that age, they do ask the question. They are curious. They want an answer straight away, but a lot of time they don't spend hours thinking about it. So I was a little bit let go. I said, "You know what? I actually don't really know why we say that, actually." And I went on then the whole of that day, went on daydreaming and thinking to myself, actually, why do we say this? Because I think in the world today, we say a lot of demonic stuff. I'm not saying rest in peace is demonic, disclaimer, but I'm just saying we do say, and we have developed a lot of habit, but yet We don't really know the origins of all these things, where they're coming from, all those things that we're saying. We don't know the origins of all those things that we're saying. So I'm kind of like, yeah, what does may your soul rest in peace means? And where is this coming from? Can any historian or anybody who has the knowledge of origins, like ChatGPT can't seem to tell me what it is, and someone where it's know where it's really coming from, because ChatGPT is not clear. Okay. Question and answer. What do you think it means? And let's forget about what ChatGPT thinks it means. What do you think it means? And why are you saying this, actually? So I leave you there with that, and may really the peace of God be upon the parents of these two boys, two gentlemen, and the family and the wives as well, and everybody dies in this world in those tragic way. And this is the world we live in. But then, what does "May your soul rest in peace" means? Looking forward to hear your answers and your comments. Thank you.